enough now, aren't we? And
We
it looks
are, yeah.
doing the connecty woo woo.
The connecty woo woo, excellent. Is that
Yeah,
my
you like it
cabin?
when I get technical, don't you?
Yeah. Well, because it's much more technical than I know how to do.
Oh, we are live.
Yay! Live on a Tuesday, and then a Tuesday. I can't even remember what day we're on.
I'll just turn off that volume.
Yeah.
There's that Emma Jane Sadler again.
Haha, number one fan.
She sure is. My contour's a bit more red today.
Oh, how's it
Well,
feel?
it didn't matter because I had my mask on. I'm not really aware of it.
Right.
When I see it in the mirror and I think, you look uncomfortable, but actually it's not. Coco, for some reason, is having an I want to be outside day, and it's a freezing cold wind. It's beautiful sunshine, glorious.
Yeah.
The wind's been on the front of the house, and then the back of the house, and then the front of the house, and the back of the house. It doesn't seem to know what to do. So I've got harmonicas at the front windows where it goes through these tiny pinholes in the silicone and plays tunes.
Yeah.
And then if I open the back door, it's blown a hoolie through there.
So it's not a good idea.
Out till they get bored and ask to come in.
Yeah. I think Caitlin's got the back door open for the dog to come in and out while she's on the sewing machine. She can actually do a straight line. Well, I say straight line, straight-ish at the minute.
Probably straighter than I could manage.
And me.
I'm definitely not one to criticise.
I said to her, because she was looking for the colour, and it was like, you'll have to get a bobbin, wind a bobbin. How do you wind a bobbin? For God's sake. So, yeah. So we've been doing rudimentary sewing lessons in the kitchen. And then I said to her, right, that's the absolute outside of my knowledge. I can't tell you anything else. So from now on, you have to remember YouTube is your friend.
Or Blueprint.
Or Blueprint. But I don't think I've got any sewing ones on there. I'll have to have a look, actually.
No, do you not do the monthly?
No, I don't. I've still got some of the old craftsy classes.
I've got a few sewing ones for sewing sort of t-shirt type fabric.
Yeah. She's trying to make a headband or something to go with her cosplay outfit.
Sorry, I just broken a bit of chocolate in too and managed to get some under my thumb now.
Excellent. So we're shopping all right then?
There's virtually no queue.
Cool.
So obviously went at the right time.
Yeah.
The look on Jake's face was an absolute picture. And as he'd wandered around trying to avoid people and queued for the checkout, I got a V sign pointed at me.
Why?
I have no idea. I just looked over my glasses at him and carried on shopping. He was picking up bits for the neighbours, so.
Right.
So it was fine. We all got sorted. But yeah, it was. We went to Pound Stretcher after that.
Yeah.
He didn't get out the car for that one. I think Aldi was enough shopping for him.
Yeah, sounds like my son.
What made me laugh was because he'd whipped round and out, and I had considerably more to get on my list. And I had to look for stuff. No, I still forgot the syrup, so I can't do the baking I wanted, but it's fine.
What, like golden syrup?
Yeah, my mother might pick me some up on Thursday when she goes shopping, and
I've got golden syrup on my list. I've got actually. I don't see an app for that. Oh, shut up, Siri. Siri says he doesn't see an app for that, and I'll have to download one. But I didn't ask him to find any apps, idiot. So I've been writing my shopping list. And it is that long so far.
Yeah, I did 2 columns on a pucker pad page.
Yeah.
For my list, and put the approximate prices that they were last time I went shopping. I'm just mentally keeping an eye on stuff, and what I noticed was Pound Stretcher and Home Bargains. The prices had inflated quite significantly on a lot of stuff. But in Aldi, they'd crept up a little, but not a lot.
It's the stuff that's in demand, isn't it?
It is, but they had toilet rolls. I wouldn't say they had millions, but you know, they had a variety of types. Some scented with coconut, which bizarrely I chose not to buy.
I wonder why.
I got 2 packs of kitchen sandwich type bags for poo picking because there was no dog poo bags to be had anywhere. All these people who've suddenly discovered that they can actually take their dog out.
Well, do you know, it's not a very nice topic of conversation, but I've got just a normal bin across the road from me, normal big sized one, and within days it's only just been emptied, I think on Friday, and it's overflowing with poo bags already.
We used to have someone drive through the village from another village to throw bags of poo at the wall opposite the school.
Why?
Honestly, you just wonder at the sanity of some people, and are they allowed to breed?
That is just mad, isn't it?
It's disgusting. By a school, for goodness sake. It's just really sick. I think that it did get stopped in the end, but my goodness, how weird is that? I managed to get some flour.
Yeah.
So I've now got 2 packs of flour. I only intended getting 1, just in case my mother needed some. But then I managed to put my thumb through it.
Oh no.
So that's now mine, and I've bought another one for my mother. I had plain flour anyway, so that was good. I got sugar. Completely forgot the syrup. I don't know how I did that, but never mind. It was on the list. I got everything else. Dog sausage, dog pasta, human sausage, wraps. We didn't get sliced bread because Jake says he's not bothered. Milk for the neighbours, bread for another neighbour. You know, odd bits like that. Pound stretcher, I got all me lattes and things like that because someone's decided that he likes my lattes.
Well, you know, he can't get out and get himself entertained any other way, so he'll have a caffeine buzz.
Oh no, I mean, he faced like a slap backside when he came out of Aldi. It was quite funny. Of course, that I knew I still had shopping to do and had to get through the queue, which wasn't that bad. They're very well organised. And they're doing their best, bless them. There were a lot of people moaning about how long it takes to go shopping. And I said, well, it beats dying.
Too right.
Oh, it's not that serious. And I said, you want to come to the village and see some of the people that have got it and how serious it is? Or talk to the families of people who've got relatives that died of it. And then you might understand it. Well, most people, to be honest, were just grateful, kept saying thank you and very nice with them. So, you know, it's good.
I do think that, unfortunately, some people are getting desensitized to it because it's on all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and when they're talking about we've had 16,000 deaths, it's almost like you're saying one person has died.
Yeah, it's...
They're just not seeing it for what it really is at the moment.
No, I don't think they are. And because it's not personal to them, it's like it's not real. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, which is sad.
It matters to someone, not least the poor beggars who've died.
Well, I was watching an interview with what's his name, who plays Ken off of Coronation Street.
Oh, is he actually called Ken Roach or something like that?
Bill Roach?
Bill Roach.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
got the Roach right.
Yeah, you got the Roach right. He was being interviewed yesterday, right? And because he's just coming up for his birthday or something. And he was like, oh, yeah, you know, it's great. I'm here. My daughter's here with me. And we're painting and we're writing. And I've picked up my clarinet again for the first time in years. And we're doing exercises every day. I'm having a great time. And then you could see that it obviously dawned on him what he was saying. And he went, I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky. I know that some people are having an absolutely awful time, and I know that, you know, all this, that, and the other. And he started to try and backtrack on the fact that he sounded like he'd been on one long big holiday.
I spoke to one of my neighbours today who is usually pretty quiet and rarely communicates with people, likes to keep themselves to themselves, but was obviously desperate for a conversation as I was delivering milk to somebody else. So I stood and had a natter for a while and checked in and, oh, how are you coping? I said, I'm fine. I had a bit of a wobble when it was first announced. I sort of felt a bit odd.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I've not sat and cried or got upset or really missed anyone or anything else. It's not that I don't love them dearly, but there's no sense dragging myself through the mill mentally and making it worse for things I can't change. So I'm just focused on what I can control. And that's whatever I'm working on and the bits that I can change directly. Anything else is all a bit beyond me and I'm not really going to sweat it.
See, I was all right at the beginning. I think I had my wobble around about Easter, didn't I?
Yeah.
But I'm all right again now. I think everybody, it comes to them and hits them at different times and in different ways, doesn't it? I suppose
it does.
And I am okay again now, so it's fine.
Oh, that's good.
Caitlin and I watched a good movie last night.
What was that?
It was called Begin Again on Amazon Prime Video. It's got Keira Knightley, Mark Ruffalo, a couple of other people in it, and so basically, what's his name? Adam Levine, the lead singer at Maroon 5. So Keira Knightley's going out with him, and he gets famous, and just sort of like leaves her behind. She was his songwriter, and he just sort of like basically goes off and leaves her, and then she starts working with Mark Ruffalo, who's a music producer. It was really good. Caitlin and I both really enjoyed it. Very good movie. So if anybody's looking for anything to watch.
What was it called again?
Begin Again.
I think I've seen it. It might have been on, was it on Netflix or was it on Prime?
I don't know. I watched it on Prime last night. I don't know if it's not a brand new one. I think it's like 2014 or something.
Yeah, it's an older film. It's not
a brand new one, but it was quite good. We enjoyed it. We did actually put Blood Brothers on. So I sent her a text. I said, do you want to come and watch Blood Brothers with me? It's on Prime. So she come in and we put it on. It was in flipping French. I'm sorry, I'm not watching it. And then I was trying to persuade her to watch Half a Sixpence.
Oh, Tommy Steele, that was on last week.
Well, she wasn't having none of it.
And my mum wouldn't watch it because she doesn't like that one. She loves Tommy Steele.
I love Tommy Steele. I love Half a Sixpence. Watch the birdie.
Yeah.
Crash bang wallop, what a picture.
No, it's a belting song, isn't it?
It's brilliant. See, I say that to my husband. I'll just go, crash bang wallop, what a picture. And he goes, what a photograph.
Well, there you are then. Well, that's what I'd be thinking if you said it to me. So there you are.
What a picture, what a photograph. Yeah.
Surprising what works its way into your brains. I mean, I used to drive into work every day and with the local radio on, I think it was Bay Radio or something like that.
Yeah.
And of course, you kind of tune out the adverts. Yeah. They're on. And then somebody had a crash.
Oh, no.
And whizzing through the back of my head is cars had a bump, don't get the hump, call County Coach Builders of Barrow. And I can still tell you the phone number. And this is from like 20 years ago. And it's just in there, in amongst the spaghetti and crap.
I think those radio adverts are the worst ones, though, because I start finding myself singing Hayes Travel and all sorts.
Oh, honestly.
So I can see how you got caught into singing that one.
Get with the phone number as well.
It's the power of advertising.
Well, yeah, shows how gullible I am. My God.
Do you want to have a little flash of my blankie?
Go on then, whip it out.
Yeah, whip it out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
How's that looking?
It's looking lovely.
I am almost at the end of ball 1.
Right.
I think it's going to take 3 balls. And I have 2. So I'm going to have to put in another order. Oops. What a shame.
Which yarn was that?
This is Stylecraft Chunky.
Oh, okay. What, the special?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I actually bought it for something else. I think I bought it to make myself some slippers in the gal, and I never got round to them.
All right.
So, yeah, it was the only chunky yarn I had.
Ooh,
beautiful.
Oh, it's getting there.
Yeah, nice fun.
Slow progress. I've got to record a quick video message for someone this afternoon who's unfortunately got some health issues over in the States, and his wife has finally been allowed to see him. Thankfully, he's free of COVID-19.
Right.
But has been bedridden and has now been transferred to some sort of longer term care facility while they figure out what they need to do to get him back to health. I think there's a lot of things all fighting one another, and
right.
He's stuck in the middle of it by the sound of it. So we've all been asked in this particular group that we're in if we'll just send a little. I sent a quick video message last week saying, "Get your finger out, get better." But
yeah,
come on,
it's taking too long.
And his nickname is Captain Authority, and if he goes to events, he always puts a cape on. It's sort of a bit of a standing joke.
Right.
Get your cape out. So.
Oh, that's funny.
Tempted to cut it with some video of Edna going, "No capes, darling, no capes."
Edna
Mole from The Incredibles.
Oh, yes. She's brilliant. Not Edna Everage.
I haven't got the time. I can't possibly make you, unless you ask me right now.
She is fab, though.
Oh, it's brilliant. And I love that it's a bloke that does the voice.
Isn't that always the way, though?
Oh.
Yeah, the best voices.
There was something on about Star Wars the other day, and they were on about how Mel Blanc, do you remember he used to do all the cartoon voices and was the original voice of what was the robot character in Buck Rogers?
Oh, yeah.
24th century or whatever it was with Gil Jared. And
I do vaguely remember watching it, but I couldn't really tell you much about it.
But he did the original voice of this robot in that, and he did loads of cartoon voices over the years, and he kept doing these different voices for C-3PO, and in the end he turned around and said, "Why don't you just get Anthony to do the voice? It's perfect. I can't do anything even close to it." And that's the only reason that C-3PO has his voice, that Mel Blanc was like, "No, it's not working."
Doing it. I love it. I feel sorry for the guy who did Darth Vader, because he didn't realise, did he? He did all the words and everything, learnt all the lines, and then they dubbed him. And he didn't know until he actually saw the movie.
Well, doesn't have quite the same menace, does it?
I know, but they could have at least warned him, the poor guy. He'd probably taken his whole family to the cinema.
Well, I mean, David Prowse has made a good living out of Star Wars. He's not done so bad out of Comic-Con and things like that. He's travelled the world dining off the back of that one.
Well, yeah, but they still could have warned him.
They could have warned him. It would have been good manners. But, to be honest, given the choice between that accent and James Earl Jones, I know.
Well, it's no contest. It is no contest, to be fair.
Yeah. But you can see it on some of the early rushes of the film where he's doing the dialogue and the stormtroopers are doing this, trying not to laugh.
Oh, I love it. See,
that's supposed to be really menacing, and
he's obviously not. I do like that in The Big Bang Theory. That was one of my favourite things about that, was when they used to bring all the famous actors in to do cameos. They had all sorts on there, didn't they?
Yeah.
I love that. Helen's with us.
Oh, which one?
I'll let you have a look. It'll be a surprise for you.
Oh, hello.
How you doing? On a was it Tuesday? Did we establish it's a Tuesday?
I do believe it's a Tuesday.
Oh, seriously, I don't know what's going on.
It's either this day, that day, someday, another day.
Well, I am actually seriously contemplating allowing myself to be in pyjamas on a Saturday and Sunday, just to demarcate the week in some point. Because there's no other way of knowing, is there?
Not really.
I think I might, or even at least a Sunday, I think it's allowed. Clean ones, get up, get showered, put clean PJs on after
your day pyjamas.
Run. I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, I think that's acceptable.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, all in all, shopping was not as big a trial this week. It was much easier, and there was a lot more stuff.
I'll be going later on.
I got a couple of packs of the. I mean, how utterly lazy is this? Ready rolled short crust pastry. Even my mother buys that now rather than make pastry.
Well, it's not even expensive, is it, really, when you think about it?
I got 2 packs of that, and what we do with it is roll it out, a layer of the wafer thin ham.
Yeah.
And then a layer of that slicey, cheesy stuff, the rubbery.
The one that you put in burgers?
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah.
Because it works really well with this. I then make double the amount of the mixture that they suggest, which is a tablespoon of Worcester sauce, teaspoon of mustard, half a teaspoon of onion powder. I can't remember if there's anything else in it. Poppy seeds or sesame seeds or something. I think I ordered poppy seeds and they sent me sesame seeds, so maybe that's why I use sesame seeds. And I brush that quickly over the cheese and then roll it up into like a giant sausage and rest it in the fridge for half an hour, and then cut it into pinwheels. And then I've made double the mixture that I said, and that gets brushed over the top before it goes into the oven. And then I have to cook it for ages in my stupid gas oven compared to 20 minutes in my mother's electric fan oven.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
But they're fab.
Sounds tasty.
Mustard and the Worcester and the ham and the cheese and the pastry, and I always manage to get about 18 out of one sort of sausage of pastry. And there's never any left for breakfast. Just gone in a day. Because everyone going into the kitchen sort of goes, ooh,
I'll have one of those.
Start with a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Oh yes, my tea's lasted longer than I expected. I might need another couple, you know.
Yeah, 2, right? It's like biscuits.
I'm taking it as a compliment.
I would definitely.
The only way to be.
It's like rich tea biscuits. You forget how tasty they are, don't you?
I like a rich tea.
I love a rich tea.
Although Peter Kay is right, they should just be called one dips.
One dips, yeah.
Because you can't dip them in your tea for any length of time.
And you have to inspect them beforehand just to make sure there's not a hairline crack.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're a no dip.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because sometimes they look like they're a whole biscuit, but they're sneakily not.
There's a little hairline crack just there.
Oh, my mum and dad had to call out the electrician and the plumber yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
they're having a party.
The flat above them had some sort of leak in the kitchen, and it had followed its way along a pipe or a cable and was pouring through the light in the middle of Mum's living room. So they had a bucket underneath it, all the lights switched off.
Right.
My dad had managed to isolate everything and then phoned up, and the housing association they rent from, all the maintenance is done by the one I'm a director of.
Right, okay.
So they phoned through for that. So she rang me last night to say how excellent they were and how quickly they'd arrived, extremely professional, photographed everything, turned off the water, traced the electric. So she said they've had to take down, she has quite an expensive, massive, I think it's 150 watt bulb to make the room really bright so she can see, or at least ish.
Right.
Well, they've had to take that out and put a plastic bulb in the lights until everything dries out, and then they'll come back in a few days' time and fix everything back properly into position. So it looks a bit untidy at the moment, but she said, I just want you to phone them up and tell them how professional your guys were and how careful. And she said that we just can't thank them enough for the quick response, and they've sorted out the leak in the flat above, and he was really pleased with the service. And she said they never get a thank you. She said we just wanted them to know that we were really appreciative. So I've sent that off today, and apparently it's been entered on the system, so they'll get a note tonight when they come in from work.
Well, see, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, quite often people only ever hear when you're unhappy with them.
This is it. That's why when they were doing the new software system, I kept asking, what are you going to do about capturing praise? Because it's fine having a complaint system.
Yeah.
But what about a compliment system?
That's the thing, yeah.
No,
because people, they just naturally work better if they know that they're appreciated. So all it takes is a couple of compliments.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you've all automatically got a more professional workforce because they're happy in their job.
I know.
So, yeah.
So apparently that's being passed on today, and I've copied it into the director of that part of the business unit. So, because I know that he will make sure that the individual guys are told as well as the whole team, because Mum was very much of the opinion that the whole team should get a thank you for how hard they're working at the moment. So.
Oh yeah, they're out there putting themselves in danger.
Well, they are putting themselves at risk. No, so
I had a text message this morning, and it come through when I was practicing my flute. It said, "We're very sorry we've had to cancel your appointment on the 8th of May." I was like, I haven't got any appointments on the 8th of May. Who's sending me a text message? Is this a flipping scam? Is it? Anyway, it was my dentist. I'd completely forgotten about my checkup. It says, please ring to rearrange. And I'm thinking, well, there's not really much point at the moment.
Well, none of us know when that's going to be, do we?
Exactly. So I could rearrange it, completely forget about it.
And get another message.
Get another message, or even worse, completely forget about it and actually go ahead, and then I'm in trouble then, aren't I?
Well, they usually send you reminders for your appointments.
Oh, actually, to be fair, you're right. They not only send me an appointment reminder, because there's 3 of us, right? I get 3 text messages 48 hours before, 24 hours before, and a phone call from the woman in the reception. And it's really frustrating. I've told her before, I've said, do you have to keep ringing and texting all the time? And she's like, well, it's not really in my control. It's just highly annoying.
Yeah, but from their point of view, it's all the dicks who make appointments and don't turn up.
I know, but I
haven't got the good manners to actually phone up and say, oh, do you know, I completely forgot that. Yeah. Or I couldn't be bothered because there was a new episode of My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding on, or whatever.
Yeah, I was in the middle of an episode and I couldn't leave it.
Oh, frustrating.
Yeah, well, I think there'll be a lot of that when we come out of this as well, because people will be used to doing their own thing on their own schedule, won't they? Everyone will be out of the habit of having to be places at certain times. It's just crazy. So I've got my greys out again. I'm sharing my silvers. Can you see them?
Not really. I think you can see them.
I can really see them, definitely.
But yeah, it just looks a little bit lighter, like you've got a highlight or something.
And then I've got my completely different coloured hair there. Yeah, I think that's the reason.
While we're on this topic, in our colour talk, the other day they were talking. Sue had a grey hair dye.
All right. It was very popular a couple of years back.
Now it's not a grey colour. It's because she has hers coloured kind of an auburn, and then she has like copper usually towards the fringe with a bit of a parting. But she's gone, it just looks like she's gone a shade lighter. And what it does is it keeps the brown pigment that's in the rest of the hair. It doesn't really interfere with that. But it just puts a warm, in her case, it's a warmish grey.
Okay.
And you can get various different versions of it. And because it's so close to your original colour and the grey kind of tones in, you don't get the same sort of screaming obvious roots.
Oh, sounds good.
You won't have to go as frequently, and then they'll just work slightly lighter over the years.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Every now and then I go for some highlights or something, but I rarely have an all over colour because I'm not that minded about having a bit of grey.
I normally have my roots done, so I was going every month. I would have my roots done.
Are you very grey? Are you very grey though?
I would say I'm probably about 60% now.
Right.
And then I would have a toner put on the end. So she puts the stuff on my roots, and I sit there for God knows how long until she can be bothered. Takes me over, washes that out, and then she puts this toner on the whole of my hair. And I just sit by the sink for 15 minutes, and then she rinses that out.
Right.
And it's like a semi-permanent. And I keep saying I want an ash blonde colour, but it never comes out ash blonde.
Probably got rather a lot of pigment in your hair.
Probably. It just turns more brassy, and I hate it. Absolutely.
Well, that's the problem with mine. It's got too much pigment, and they don't use enough strength on the peroxide.
Yeah.
To open up the hair enough to get the pigment out, and they never got the patience to do it properly, so I always end up with it looking brassy. Now I need it slightly warm, but I always get an ash because I know that it will be warmer than the ash should be. I've got a book somewhere, Scott Cornwell I think it is. I'll dig it out, and there's a hair sample thing you can send off for that you can hold against your hair to get the exact, and see it against your skin. More importantly, to see what works with your skin tone. And then he does a consultation where you can get in touch with him, and he tells your hairdresser what the mix is.
Right. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
I've never seen one that he's done that's failed yet. Not one.
Because I always ask for ash, thinking that will tone in with the grey a bit better.
Yeah. Well, it will. And in theory, if you are a summer, then ash should suit you. Ash blonde should be your thing.
Yeah. I'm hoping that with all this regrowth, and I'm not getting it coloured or anything for months, that maybe it will be quite good for my hair and my colour and everything. But we'll see.
Well, I don't know. I think another few weeks and they'll consider sending some elements back to work. I don't know that hairdressers and nail salons and the like will be part of that, because it is very close work. They're going to need PPE, and we haven't got enough for our medics at the minute. But I would think at some point they're going to have to let people go back to work in sort of regular factories and smaller shops, albeit that they have to do the social distancing thing.
Yeah.
No,
and I mean, you know, like cafes and stuff, if they've got an outside space, they might be able to say, right, you can have a couple of tables outside and just leave it at that sort of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I'm quite looking forward to seeing what my hair does actually in a few more weeks. All right, what's the matter with you?
Don't know. I don't know if I've got 10% grey.
I've definitely got quite a lot.
I can see a streak of it there.
Yeah, I can see a little streak there. I mean, to be fair, it just looks like highlights on the video. It's just the fact that you've pointed out and said that's grey. You can see that it looks different, but it doesn't actually look grey.
If I photograph it with my phone, it'll definitely look grey.
That's what I'll do. I'll take a photo of mine, especially here. This temple on my right hand side seems the worst bit.
Oh, well, I can see some cosplay as Bride of Frankenstein then.
No, Caitlin's the cosplayer, not me.
Oh, okay. Well, she might be making you the outfit while we're speaking.
You know, tell me about it. She's got plenty of wigs.
What does she want to make?
A headband.
Okay.
The character that she's doing at the minute, she's got the wig come through. It's like a purple mullet.
Okay.
But it's got a orange headband or something. So she's got some of my orange felt out, and she wants to make a headband out of it. But she's turfed everything around in my well, I was going to say craft room. It's not really a craft room. It's just like dumping corner. So yeah. Oh, I was getting somewhere with Saints Go Marching In this morning.
All right, here we go. Helen says that Tubed Up Tuesday. And she says, I think the Just Roll company was based in Berwick. Well, it's just down the road from you, isn't it? I wonder if they make for Aldi.
Oh,
That's where I got my pastry today. I nearly always get a supermarket own.
Well, apparently it's all the same thing. It's just in different packaging, and you pay different amount of money for it.
Yeah, I worked
but the product's exactly the same.
Yeah.
And the Marks and Spencer's ready meals are the same as the Morrison's ready meals. You just pay more for them.
Packaging and marketing. And the other thing that they found a few years ago was when they looked at, you know, like the value or the lowest possible range.
Yeah.
Nutritionally, they were often superior to the next level up. Or they were exactly the same meal, just in different packaging. It's a triumph of marketing.
Well, you know, we know this when we talk about our favourite chocolate, don't we?
Yeah, although I have cheated today. I've got the Aldi Choco. I only got 2 bars of that. I got a plain milk chocolate and I got a caramel one.
It does look very chunky.
And the rest I think I've got 8 packs of the 30p chocolate because Jake really likes it. I quite like it. I couldn't get chocolate chips for my baking today though. I did get a pack of honeycomb pieces. Which, depending on how desperate I am later in the week, might just get eaten.
It might do, yeah.
Might not make it into any baking. How sad is that?
Wow, I think it's perfectly acceptable at the moment. I'm going to have a piece of fruit and nut. Well,
so have you cancelled your order with them?
Well, I've cancelled my next 2 thingies, and then I've left the other one for now because there was a couple of bars that I haven't tried. This fruit and nut, when there's fruit in it, is really nice, and I would buy a box full of the fruit and nut, but you keep getting squares that haven't got any fruit at all, which is highly annoying. I just think for the price.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap, was it? When you think that my massive bar of choco was £1.49.
I mean, hang on, what's this? 100 grams for 30p. And that was 85 grams for £2.50, I think, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably better for the environment because it doesn't use, like, what you call it? Palm
oil.
Yeah, but then this one doesn't either. Sugar, cocoa mass, cocoa butter, and soya. The only issue with that is that it's got soya in it. And I do notice, actually, if I have too much, it does give me a stomach ache. But it's quite good, because then that just means that I only have a certain amount and then I leave it. Self-regulating.
Yeah, I'd have to have like an arm drop off or something. It has to be stricter with me.
Oh dear. Oh, well, I think I've run out of wool now. I haven't got enough to carry on with. I'll have to go and get the other ball that's in the other room.
It's looking lovely, though.
Yeah.
Flash around.
Quite pleased with it so far.
Mm-hmm.
So, how big is a baby? I was just going to do sort of like some ribbing, pick up some stitches and do some ribbing on the top here. So then I think it'll probably be about long enough for a baby, won't it? With a bit of ribbon on top.
I'd have thought so. I'm not really the expert. It's been a long time.
Tell me about it. You forget, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My niece has been posting photographs of Jessie.
Oh, yeah.
And he's perfected the Instagram pout.
They are funny, aren't they?
I was tempted to comment and say, don't be encouraging that because it get wrinkles.
I've got a horrible one just coming up.
But it's making her really happy at the moment that he does this pout when she pouts at him. So
I love it. It's funny how they get used to it. I mean, even Arthur will sit and pose when you get the camera out.
He's 2 months old. I think it's today. You know.
Really?
It's how long we've been doing this.
Wow.
Did we start on the 14th?
I can't remember.
Of March, I think, was our first one.
I think it was a Friday, wasn't it?
And then we did the Cowlabunga on the 19th.
Mm-hmm. That's nearly finished.
Yeah. We'll have to have some serious discussions at the last day about prizes and whatnot. And
no punching me to get your way.
what? Because I want all the prizes for me.
You're like, that's my decision.
Oh yeah, we can't get into any fisticuffs, can we?
Exactly. It's cool.
I never knew that Just Roll was in Berwick.
No, I never knew that, but then...
I mean, they've got to be somewhere. But, well, you know.
I went to Berwick for a park run. I'm going to sneeze. Oh,
bless you.
Oh, excuse me.
Hay fever.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. I had this horrible snotty nose since about October and this horrible sore throat that will not go away since about January. I wake up in the mornings and it's like needles. It's awful. And then it eases during the day as I drink and drink and drink and drink. And then I'm back to square one again the next morning. Highly frustrating.
Like allergies.
I think I'm allergic to the dog, to be honest.
You might be allergic to the dog, but it could be house dust mites or
because I don't clean enough for definite.
Damn sure I don't. But don't worry about it either. I take an antihistamine before bed.
Yeah. So, well, I took one again last night, so I am still a little bit like, ooh, today.
One of my neighbours has taken out this massive hedge, which has been a bone of contention. He's put a beautiful fence and it's tidied up his front garden immeasurably. which previously had been a bit of a wildlife sanctuary. So part of me is thinking, what a shame. But it does look nice. And then I walked further down the street after I've been delivering milk and whatnot today. And there's another neighbour out putting the second coat of white on her newly pebbled ash wall at the front of the garden. And it was looking lovely. And I'm thinking, blimey, by the time this is all finished, people are going to be so bored that all the houses are going to look fab.
I've just about managed to cut the grass and that's it.
My plan this week was to paint the fence, but it's too windy.
Oh, yeah. My fence is half hanging off, like it's going over, and it needs new uprights, so there's no point me doing anything with that.
Right.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it anyway. And then obviously I don't want to do the others because, you know, you want all your fences matching, don't you?
You do.
Yeah, so there's just no point me doing anything to do with fences.
No, it sounds like hard work for nothing, really, because it could just get blown away next winter anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, I do need to get a coat on this year on the one at the back, just to keep the nice green and have it look fresh. But hopefully Jake will help with that. He says he will, but then who knows? He's still not washed the path yet with the pressure washer.
I love it. Oh, I did a run this morning. Oh, excuse me. See, antihistamine. So I walked the dog, got up, and I was over in the fields by 10 to 6 this morning, and recorded it on Strava as like an outdoor walk. And my friend Dan, she's sending me a message saying, blimey, you were up early this morning, weren't you? And I texted her back and went, yeah, I wet the bed. Didn't really, obviously. So yeah, I did that, come back, had a cup of coffee, and then went on the treadmill. Oh, I've got to go shopping in a little while. I really don't fancy going out.
Is that a Morrison's shop?
It is a Morrison's shop, yeah. I think I'll go to Morrison's.
Are you going to go this afternoon or tonight?
I'll probably go about 6:30ish, maybe. See what it's like at 6:30. I went at just gone 7 last week. So we'll see what it's like around 6:30. Because I'd prefer to go and get it over and done with if I can.
Well, yeah, you don't want to miss bedtime.
Well, you know, I've been missing bedtime ridiculously recently. Last night I laid in bed and I was just about to start reading my book, and I got a notification through on YouTube that the guy that I've been following his beginner flute lessons, he was doing beginner band. So I started watching it. It's him and this other guy, and they were doing band session. Oh, it was funny. It was brilliant. Not that I had my flute or anything, but it was just quite funny to watch them. And they were doing Seven Nation Army and all sorts. And I was like, yay.
Cool.
Yeah, so I still have to get Callum up in the loft to get my clarinet down. Caitlin's going, oh, you're going to start learning to play the clarinet as well. I was like, I can play the clarinet, actually. Thank you very much. It's just a complicated looking recorder.
They never believed that you had a life.
No.
Before they existed. Oh, Helen says she thinks there were tax breaks, presumably for the company that do just roll pastry. Yeah, very possibly, but if it gives local employment, you know.
It doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah.
And it means I don't have to make pastry. All for it.
There's a couple of really big Arla factories not too far from here.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, past them on the way to Park Run most Saturdays when we're going south further down into Yorkshire.
Oh, do not stop them. Can I have some milk?
Yeah.
Let's just have about 7 pints. Is that okay?
For 10p for the lot. It'll be like the Carry On movie where he goes knocking on the farmer's door asking for milk. Get chased away. Yeah. Oh well. Ho hum, eh?
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of, we said we'd just do a brief check-in today.
We did.
Hope everybody's all right.
Fine and dandy.
Yeah, do post in the group and let us know what you're working on and what you're having fun with and what's keeping you sane at the moment. Are there any binge watch recommendations that we can have a look at?
I haven't got a series going.
Down a rabbit hole, so I've got to watch Life on Mars. And I did find, I think I watched something similar with Keely Hawes.
That's Ashes to Ashes. That's actually the second one. You're supposed to watch my Life on Mars first, and then Ashes to Ashes second.
Yeah, well, I think I only saw a few of the other one, but it's on Netflix, so it's fine. I've added it to my list. I'll get round to them.
They are really good. I would recommend them for definite.
Urgent appointment with me Marvel spaghetti order to catch up on.
I'm going to go and watch Jesus Christ Superstar.
I've got Spider-Man Homecoming to watch.
I quite liked it. It was all right. It's not one of the best ones, but it's not pants. It's an easy watch.
I don't think it was on Disney Plus. I'll have to have a look. Sometimes when you go into Disney Plus, it shows you all of them. Sometimes it shows you a handful. Sometimes it's recommended. And I can't really get the hang of it. I mean, if they're on there, I want to see them.
Is it there if you search for it?
Probably.
So, it's
a bit annoying. Come out of the app and go back in.
It might be there, yeah. I mean, I think it was only out last summer, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, I get irritated with them filtering stuff based on what they think I want. Netflix is always recommended stuff. And now when I look at it and I don't fancy it, I put a big thumbs down on it. And hopefully that'll teach it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't mind Netflix so much if I'm on my laptop and I put stuff on it, and I feel like I can navigate it better and find what I want better
on the laptop. Yeah.
If I'm on the TV, you can't say, like last night I went on Amazon and I searched for musicals. I just really fancied watching a musical, and it came up with hundreds of them, all the different musicals, the ones that were Prime, the ones that weren't, and it was brilliant. And I went through and put a load in my watch list. But when I did the same for Amazon, Netflix, it came up with like 4, and they weren't even really anything like do you know what I mean? It's just not very user friendly on the telly, and that's it.
Thing, isn't it?
So yeah, they've both got their pros and cons, I suppose.
It's one of those things, isn't it?
They've got I was going to watch it. Caitlin didn't want to watch it. What's that Michael Crawford one? Barnum?
Oh, yeah.
That's on Prime. So I might have a watch of that.
I like Michael Crawford. I mean, as a child, I loved Some Mothers Do Have Him.
Oh, it was brilliant. Genius.
As a grown-up, I just cringe when I watch it now.
I haven't watched it in years. I couldn't tell you. I did like they did a little sketch for Comic Relief or something once, didn't they? And it had a really famous actress as the little girl. They had a little girl, didn't they? Him and Betty.
Jessica, that
was it. And she was a grown woman, and she was just like her dad, and she was getting into all sorts of trouble and things. It was only like a little 5-minute Comic Relief, but it was really funny. But then I suppose it's like updated writing and stuff like that makes a difference.
So I was like Michelle Detrese.
Oh, she was brilliant. Wasn't she married to Edward Woodward?
She was, the Equalizer.
Yeah.
I loved that. Absolutely loved it.
What do you call a man with 3 wooden heads? Edward Woodward.
Oh, right. That was my dad's nickname when he was in the police.
Was it?
Because he was an inspector.
Right.
The Jag. That blue Jag, like he drove, you see. So he was called the Equalizer.
The Equalizer, I like it.
Among other names, I'm sure.
I'm sure he had plenty of names, poor guy. And probably half of them weren't deserved either.
Well, I don't know. He may have earned some of them. Who knows? Hey.
I used to know someone at school who was just completely anti-police, and if there was anyone nearby, she'd start singing, "There's a funny smell of bacon in the air. and thought it was really funny. It's like, no, that's not even funny though.
Oh, now you're going back, Helen. Helen's saying Callan.
What's Callan?
It was a series where he was a private detective, and it was quite gritty. He often got beaten up, and he had an informant who frequently got beaten up.
Did they not learn their lessons?
No, not at all. He was a seriously dodgy character in Callan.
Right.
It's on Talking Pictures TV.
My dad's always going on about Talking Pictures, but I don't think I get it.
Mike loves it. Absolutely loves it. It's on
Is it on Freeview? I'll have to have a look.
Yeah.
My dad was talking about something else.
I would watch it all day. And some of it's excellent. I love is it Inspector March of Scotland Yard, and it's Boris Karloff, and he runs the Department for Queer Affairs, and it's of odd unsolved criminal stuff.
Right.
It's just so old-fashioned and brilliant, and Boris Karloff's amazing in it, and there's odd bits, little gems like that are on it.
Yeah.
And Callan's on, and other series like that. So yeah, it's some real good programs, but there's a lot of tosh in between.
Yeah. That's the only thing with telly, that you can't fast forward it. I much prefer watching like streaming.
Yeah, and if there's adverts, I just pause it, go and make a cup of tea,
and then you can fast forward them.
Fast forward them. I'll record stuff and watch it later. I've gone off live telly. No patience with adverts.
The only live TV I watch is the news.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch as little of that as possible at the moment. It's just, I don't feel it's good for me or for anyone else, to be honest.
No, definitely not. And like I said, you get desensitized to it as well, so you don't want that really. Yeah.
Was interesting though. There was a something popped up on the Facebook feed the other day about I bet you won't share this, which is that a red rag to a bull to me, because it generally means I'm never going to share it as long as I've got a hole in my backside.
Yeah.
Because you've just annoyed me with that attitude. And this woman is sharing memes that she's made up using stolen photographs to garner sympathy. She'd used a photograph of a woman who was on some sort of ventilation type machine, but it's from when she had cancer or something 6 years ago, and it's been used without her consent. And then there's a picture of a crying child and something like that, and she's asking for prayers and please share this from my page. Well, it's to boost her page. It's nothing to do with sharing for someone who's fighting COVID-19. This woman recovered 6 years ago and hasn't allowed the use of her image, and I just think so anyone that does that I bet I won't get any shares is definitely not getting any from me. They will not emotionally blackmail me into it.
Yeah, it's not on.
Can't leave my face alone today. What is
Stop it. Stop.
Go and wash my hands.
You've been out as well.
And then pet a sweat. I did scrub them when I got back.
That's all right then.
They're in need of some Aveeno.
You'll have to wish me luck, because I'll be going soon.
Yeah, I expect a full report.
Just about time to get a watch of my movie in, and then I'll have to go, I think.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Cheers.
Oh.
Yay, I gotta go shopping.
We'll see you tomorrow, Emma. Can't wait.